Hey guys, welcome back to a new video tutorial. In today's video I'm gonna show you how to make a stamp drop like Vluarr, so let's go ahead at once with the intro. Well, let's start explaining what I use for the build up. I basically use this lid that I made in Serum. Well, if you wanna know how you can make this lid, I would recommend you that check out this video. It's really helpful. For this lid, we have like a river automation clip. I also have this automation clip for the EQ. And there's also this sidechain automation clip that it's disabled for now. As you can see, I also added this volume automation clip. Well, I also use this sidechain automation clip, and also I added this wider automation clip. Well, I also added this pad. And for the second part of the build-up, I also use this EQ automation clip, basically cutting some low frequencies. I also use this dark bass. As you can see, I added a pitch automation clip. In this part, I also use this sub drop and this reverse sound. In the drum section, I use these snares. Before the drop, we have this fill, and on the middle of the build-up, we have this snare. I also added these down filters, risers, and some ambience effects. Well, for the drop, I basically use the same lid that you have seen before, but with some changes. Well, some changes are basically the wider automation clip. It's like at 100%, as you can see. I also like playing around with the river automation clip and with the sidechain automation clip. I also activated the automation clip in this part of the drop. I also boost the volume automation. Now let's see what I use in the master for this lid. Basically, I use some distortion, as you can see. Some EQ as well, cutting some low frequencies, some reverb as well, sidechain as well, sidechain again, wider, and some EQ again. Basically, that is how the lid sounds with no effects. Really empty, honestly, and that's how the lid sounds with effects. I also use this plucky sound. As you can see, it's not a big deal. I just use a volume automation clip, but let's take a look to the master. Well, basically for this Pluck, I use some distortion, as you can see. EQ as well, sidechain, some EQ again, and wider. For the mid bass, I basically use 2 layers, and this is one of them. I basically use this volume automation clips just to get control of the volume. And this is the other layer of the mid bass. What I use for these layers are basically some distortion, an EQ as well, sidechain, and wider. And from the second layer is the same process, as you can see. I also use this sub bass. in the mixer, I basically use some EQ to cut some high frequencies, some distortion as well, wider, and scission. And well, this drum section is real basic. I use a kick, some claps, toms, and hi-hats as well. Now it's time to take a listen how the final result sounds like, and it sounds like this. Well guys, we've reached the end. As you can see, it's not a big project and you can download it for free. The link is down below. And remember that if you have a suggestion for me, you can leave a comment down below or hit me up on Instagram. So let's call it a day and see you in the next video.
Let's run away.